Yes. Hello. There we are. We're on properly. How are you doing? I am Anya Homer, the baby reflux lady. I've got the wrong banner up here. That's not what I want to be doing today. This one. We're talking about hello and how are you doing? I'm going to start again. Here we are. I think I'm live. There you are. Sorry. Hello. Hello, how are you? I am Anya Homer, the baby reflux lady. I have a tongue tie and I keep falling over it. It's a little bit frustrating. I might do something about it this year. Let me know if I should do something about my tongue tie this year. Today, I am talking about this question. How can I get my baby with reflux to sleep? The really simple way is to address their reflux. I know that's not what you want me to hear me say. Let me explain. When a child has reflux, when they are uncomfortable, when there is any discomfort in their body, they're simply not able to fall asleep properly. Okay? If you have a constant tummy ache, it's just niggling, but it's there all the time, it can be overwhelming. It means you can't sleep. It means you can't function properly. Try and see. Sorry, my camera on Facebook has gone a little bit funny. It's got this. Oh, it looks like people you haven't been drinking. I'm going to show you what's happened to my camera on Facebook. Oh no, it's not. It's back. Oh, hello. Anyway, it went all blurry and it made everybody think for a moment that you might be drinking or have drank too much. When a child is uncomfortable, physically uncomfortable in the body, when there's discomfort there of any sort, be it digestive discomfort or a headache or a sore knee or you stubbed your toes before bed, it's very difficult for the whole endocrine system, for your hormone system to just switch off, to just calm down and be in a relaxed state where you want to go to sleep. If you're in pain, your body is tense. You're like, oh, that hurts. And when you're in this state, I mean, do this with me. Clench your fists. Can you fall asleep easily? No, you can't. And that's why the best way to get a baby who's got reflux to sleep is actually to address their reflux. Your baby wants to sleep. They are able to sleep. They have the genetic ability to sleep. They have the biological ability to sleep. As some of the best sleep consultants I work with don't do anything about baby sleep. They actually teach the parents how to get out of the way and help baby to sleep, to create the space and the conditions and the environment for sleep. Addressing the underlying cause of reflux is one of those important facets to do about creating the correct environments to sleep. Natalie, darling, I see you here. Would you agree with me? Hopefully she's going to say yes. Natalie's a wonderful sleep consultant, by the way. You'll find her on Instagram as Natalie_sleep consultant. We need to address the underlying discomforts. Because when we address the underlying cause of reflux, when your baby is comfortable in their body, guess what's going to happen? They just sleep. They actually just sleep. And I know this to be super true because today, about 3 or 4 hours ago, and I shared it on Instagram, I got a voicemail from a private client who was just talking about things and she's wondering about medication and this, that, and the other. And then she goes, oh, and by the way, baby's name has just slept through for 10 and a half hours. No sleep training because there's nothing wrong with baby. Her daughter was uncomfortable and therefore hadn't been able to sleep. And so when we focused on the underlying cause of reflux, getting her comfortable in her body, then she was just able to go, oh, good luck, Mom. I'll see you in a few hours. Have an amazing sleep. This child is 3 months old. Okay. Now, this doesn't mean there won't be a need for this client to get a sleep consultant later on. There is habitual stuff, tongue tie issues. There is habitual stuff that does creep in for kids. This is the sort of stuff where a really good sleep consultant is worth their weight in gold. Most sleep consultants, unless they've done training with me and are qualified to address and find the underlying cause of sleep consultant underlying cause of reflux, will have to say to you, you need to address your baby's reflux first, and then I can help you with the sleep, because they focus on sleep. Some sleep consultants are also certified baby reflux ladies, and they are worth their weight in gold, because they can say, yeah, we see the sleep problems and we'll deal with them when we've addressed the underlying cause of reflux. And they give you the whole package. However, it is so important to deal with your baby's underlying cause of pain first. Those of you who know me will know that I don't agree with just starting on meds and cracking on with this, okay? Because that's not addressing the underlying cause of reflux. And in fact, many kids who are on medication then start experiencing the 3 a.m. acid dump when the medication from the previous morning kind of stops working. And it causes all sorts of havoc. And it's not fair. It doesn't address the underlying cause of reflux. Do you see why I'm so passionate about the cause? Address the cause. And I promise you, so many other things will just drop into place really neatly. I'm going to answer questions come in on Facebook in a moment. But if you are ready to address the underlying cause of your baby's reflux, you need to, first of all, capture all the symptoms that they've got so that you can understand what the story is for them. And there's multiple ways of doing this. We've got the Baby Reflux Lady Survival Guide. I will at some stage have a copy on my desk to share with you, to show you. And the online workshop. The online workshop is focused. It's really focused. It's really quick. It's a 40-minute workshop that focuses on identifying the underlying cause of your baby's reflux with you. Okay? And then telling you what to do based on that underlying cause. And then it's got about 5.5 hours of additional content depending on what's going on for your baby. Okay, all the links to these are in our bio at the Baby Reflux Lady, or on our Facebook page. We'll put them in the comments. Let me see if I can do. So the workshop there is the place to go. But we're going to go to the comments here because there's a question from Emmy who has the book and is doing the stage 1 of the diet from my book. Emmy, I'm assuming, is your little one breastfed or formula fed? Because I want to know if you're also changing your diet if needed be. So what Emmy says is, following the stage 1 of the diet from my book, your book, her 8-month-old baby has gone from waking every 30 minutes to every 2 hours. Woohoo! That is a fantastic shift. Will this be considered her place of grade? She no longer wakes by scrunching up and screaming. So at 8 months old, Emmy, where I'll be looking at this is, as you said, that how she's now waking up at those 2 hours. If she's not waking up scrunching and screaming, is she awake for a period of time, like half an hour, even 20 minutes or more? Does she need to pass gas? Does she need to release gas? Okay, you're also on the diet. Yeah. So it's unlikely to be gas, but what is going on for her when she wakes and how does she need to resettle? Okay, that's what you need to understand now, because if she's just waking, this could be, and this happens a lot with babies who have reflux and kind of it suddenly goes away and they're no longer in pain, is the body is in months of getting used to the being awake really frequently. So going from 30 hours to 30 minutes to 2 hours, that's 4 times as much sleep. So now this baby is getting into the proper deep stages of sleep cycle and back up, which is amazing. What we need to understand is these wake patterns. It could be that your little girl is now waking to check that you're there and go, oh, I'm awake. Oh yeah, Mum, you're still there. Dad's still there. Somebody's still there. And it could be a habitual behavior. She's much happier. Woohoo! That's amazing. I love to hear about happy kids because that makes happier families. So it might be that this is habitual. And so if you've got, so you don't have the workshop, might be worth having a check out with a sleep consultant around the patterns of that now. You know, it could be even looking at your own stuff. The next thing to have a look at from breastfeeding parents' point of view or chest feeding point of view is, what is your state when you're feeding her? Are you giving her any express breast milk, for example, at bedtime or during the night, if a partner is taking on a feed for you? So, for example, if you had express milk in the morning, that's going to have low levels of melatonin because you're awake and higher levels of cortisol and adrenaline. Not necessarily bad things, but these are our morning hormones. These are the ones that tell us, oh, it's time to be awake. If you give your baby morning milk in the evening, they're going to be getting higher levels of cortisol and adrenaline and lower levels of melatonin, which means they're going to be going, oh, I'm awake. Sleep, sleep, sleep. I'm awake. Sleep, sleep, sleep. I'm awake. So there might be little tweaks like that that are going on that need rebalancing. If you're just breastfeeding, if you're breastfeeding at nighttime, make sure that you yourself keep lights off, okay? Or get like a red light or an orange light. You can make your bedroom like the red light district, because this doesn't stimulate or prevent, it doesn't stimulate your endocrine system to reduce the amount of melatonin being produced. It doesn't tell your body, it's daytime, you need to wake up, which again can impact the hormones your baby's getting. So there can be a number of things. Maybe she's hungry. Maybe she's going through some sort of growth spurt. So it is about understanding what's going on. If she's waking every 2 hours consistently through the night, Emmy, and not getting like a good solid foundation in the beginning, it might be worth, if she's okay with things like avocado, giving some avocado at the just before, not just before bed, but evening meal, because avocado allows the body to have longer time feeling full. So she won't take a bottle at all. Oh no, she bed shares. So she wakes up and latches back on. Sometimes she fancies 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. party recently. Okay, so she's also teething as well. So there's lots going on. The bed sharing at this stage, and I am not a sleep consultant, but the bed sharing might actually be disturbing her simply because of your movements. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm not on the breast anymore. I need to get onto it. So there might be a number of things there, but I would be seeking out an amazing sleep consultant to have more support on that, if that makes sense. So Laura is asking, what is the diet? The diet is my approach to supporting babies who have reflux. 54% of babies who have reflux get worse with solids. So Emmy is using a combination. There is a way of introducing solids and working with babies that I have created. And if you want to understand about that, there's a weaning course all designed about supporting infants get the best support nutritionally while getting onto solids quickly. If solids have caused your baby to get even worse with their sleep, because this happens a lot, it means they're probably having sleep. They're having food that is disrupting their digestive system because they're simply not able to digest it. If that is happening for your little one and they're already on 3 meals a day, then we have a solids course designed to change up what they're eating so that they still get incredibly nutritional food, but their body is also able to digest it. And so it helps them. Okay, so that's our solids course. Anybody on Instagram, you'll get all the links and information about these on our bio. The weaning course is for those children not yet on 3 meals a day or where you want to introduce them. Then there's also a diet for breastfeeding mums, for mums and parents who are breastfeeding and chest feeding. Hi, Chelsea! And this is very much about identifying what foods mum can eat safely to minimize the impact of baby's digestive system. We've also got a breastfeeding masterclass that describes and explains to you as a parent how to adapt your food, how to change what you're eating if you already know what you're eating has an impact on your baby. Okay, there's no point. I don't agree in any parent being on any sort of restriction diet unless you actually know it is an underlying cause. So what we need to do is identifying the underlying cause is using the online workshop. So somebody else came in with a comment. Sorry, Instagram, you can't see the comments and questions, but if you do have comments and questions, please pop them in. But I'm sharing them on the Facebook one. Emmy, I've done. Anna's got a quick question. Baby has terrible reflux. breastfed exclusively, which plan would be best to sign up for, please? Currently on medication, but nothing works. So Anna, I would honestly start with the workshop, which is going across the bottom of the screen at the minute. This is going to help you identify what is that underlying cause. And if through the workshop you discovered that there is potentially something in your diet, then there is a 2-day dietary trial within the workshop itself to see if it is the right thing to do. If you do that for 2 days and you see dramatic improvement, it's unlikely to be 100% completely improved. But if changing your diet is the right thing to do, within 2 days, 2 days of a particular restriction is enough to know whether it is worth pursuing or not. If it is, then the Breastfeeding Masterclass has all the rest of the details for you to explain what's going on, why this is happening, what foods you should eat, can eat, and how to reintroduce and rebuild your diet so you're just not on a really long-term exclusion diet. Okay, so that is the workshop as the place to start. And then Katie, how are you doing? Katie is saying that hers slept for 3 months and then started waking every hour overnight, screaming and scrunching. She had reflux since birth, breastfed only. She's 4 months now. 4 months sleep regression started earlier, but it seems to be tied to reflux. It might be tied to reflux, Katie. I would, again, recommend the workshop below to see exactly what is going on, addressing the underlying cause and resolving it. Even with the 4-month sleep regression, it shouldn't be waking her up from a reflux point of view. Again, exactly what I've said to Anna Louise just before about using the workshop to identify what is that underlying cause. Getting that, like when we address that, babies suddenly go, I'm out, I'm able to sleep. Ooh, woohoo! And I will say, the most frequent thing I get from parents is like messages going, what have you done? What have you done? Because now I can't sleep. And I'm sat here watching my child, and my child's perfectly happy asleep. Fast out. Just not moving. Can barely hear them breathe. But I know they're breathing because I'm watching their chest. And so parents usually take a few days to get used to babies suddenly sleeping. But I would start with understanding what the underlying cause is. It could be, Katie, that at 3 months, it has suddenly started. If it could be related to things like vaccinations or illness, or if anything like that has been going on, or if there's been a change in milk, something new in your diet. There's a number of reasons, a number of things that could be going on that influence why why she started waking up every hour overnight now as well. So, do I recommend any sleep consultants who are familiar with reflux? Yes, you'll find them, Emmy. If you go to my webpage, I will get somebody to pop it in here in the comments later on. You'll find practitioners on my webpage. Actually, Cheryl Madison is amazing. Cheryl Madison, she is Soothe Baby UK. If you search Soothe Baby UK, you'll get Cheryl Madison. She works with me. I've trained her. She's awesome. So yeah, she knows everything about reflux and almost everything. She's almost as good as I am, but she knows an awful lot more about sleep than I do. And she doesn't do controlled without crying, not at all. No suggestion for mama's breastfeeding 3 months old. So Laura, you need to identify what is that underlying cause first, because when we understand the underlying cause, then we know exactly what to do, regardless of how baby is being fed, breastfed, or bottle fed. Question from Instagram. Hiya, Christina. So 4-month-old still struggling with reflux, but much happier having had tongue-tie cut meat on a redirected breastfeeding diet. Restricted diet. However, still heads feeding the day, only wants to eat at night. Help. Okay, so Christine, this is very specific. It's likely if they don't like feeding, it's going to be a bit more related to the tongue tie release. So you need lots of oral play, oral development, oral stuff going on. I'm creating a new course on that. It's going to be, there's been an introductory price, just £10. So if you're interested, let me know. It'll be coming out in the next, I want to say next week. It might be the week after by the time the video editing is done, but it is going to be awesome for anybody who is, for anybody who has had tongue tie and hasn't had the desired results, and babies are still struggling. So, oh, Chelsea, I love you, darling. Chelsea has said the workshop is mind-blowing. How much it helps pinpoint the issues going on with your baby. Thanks, Chelsea. So another question back. I'm trying to watch between Facebook and Instagram where people are coming from. So here we go. Rebecca, your baby is 5 months old. You only see reflux symptoms at night. Is it normal? Sleep 7 to 11, fine, but won't be put down after that. No, well, it's not normal, Rebecca. Would you, if you adapted your baby's symptoms as your own, would you consider them normal? They might be common. Some babies only struggle at nighttime. We need to understand what is going on. So it might be digestive discomfort. And in that case, we need to look at what is going on with either the milk the milk they are drinking, which might be from the food you're eating or from the actual ingredients in the milk they are drinking. Again, it's the workshop where we start to understand exactly what is going on. It is likely that there are things happening during the day that you're at the moment, because you're not trained in reflux, you're unaware are actually all related to reflux as well. So Anna's saying, thank you. Her girl is 4 months Anna Louise at 4 months as well, started waking during the night, been referred multiple times to the hospital, who just say, unfortunately, is trying to manage the pain and eventually it will get better. She's cried constantly all day today and only fed once. It's draining and horrible to see. Yes, Anna, it is really, really hard. It's really tricky. And I promise you, this is what all the work I do is about. Because when we address the underlying cause, when we find it, and our doctors, they're not trained in this. I've got a video coming up, I think next week or the week after, about the doctors. It's a real challenge. We expect that they should know about this, but they don't. Our medical community are not trained to look at the underlying cause of anything that's not a virus, okay? If it's something like meningitis and a virus, the medics are brilliant. If your leg has fallen off, they're brilliant. But when it comes to understanding the underlying cause of chronic things, and reflux is a chronic condition, it's not something they are trained to do. It's just not how the medical system works at the minute. Now, I'm setting out to change that. And in the meantime, while it's not changed, we have things like the workshop, the book, the online courses ready to help you address the underlying cause, okay? So I would recommend the workshop, Anna. It's going to give you information, or the book. Amy's saying, even so far, your book has saved my sanity. Oh, goodness. 30 minutes sleep at a time had me on your knees. Yeah, 2 hours at a time, at least. You're less of a zombie. Amy, I was talking about this. I did a wonderful, it's not coming out for 2 months, but I did a fabulous podcast interview with Megan Fields this morning. And this element of our sanity, to actually recognize and understand each other, so important. And this is why community around this is really important as well. So we have another question. Christina says, perfect, awesome. Karen, 7-month-old now, waking 10:30 every night, very unsettled. I think it could be food related, but we thought we had fought out. This is my tongue tie, people. I'm very sorry about it. Think it could be food related, but thought we had found the underlying cause, tongue tie. So Karen, it's completely possible that your baby did have a tongue tie and that was an original underlying cause. But actually what's going on is there is also stuff around their natural digestive maturity, which is also having an impact. And so what I'd recommend for you at 7 months is, if they've recently started solids, and they have started now since solids, waking at 10:30 every night, very unsettled, this is more likely to be food related. So at 7 months old, I suspect you're not on 3 solid meals a day. So it's probably the weaning course would be the one that explains exactly what to change, how to change it, when to change it, and why to change it. You'll find that I don't go in for, you have to change this because, just change it. I'm not going to tell you, just do this. I'm going to say, I recommend you do this because of X, Y, and Z. I want you to understand what is going on for your child, because when you understand what's going on for your child, you are then able to make the decisions for them and for yourself. And when you own those decisions, you're able to see the results much more quickly. Hopefully that makes sense. Right, people, this has been longer than I intended, almost 25 minutes. If you have found it helpful, please let me know. Please please follow us. Please share this information. Please share our videos Get the word out there. And if you're on YouTube, please like our videos, use our comments, and subscribe to our channel. Right, I'm off for today. Have an amazing weekend, and I shall be back on Monday. Bye-bye.